Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Elite Koi TV. Wow, what a week here at Elite Koi. Every week's always busy here at Elite Koi. We've been doing a lot. We've been getting a lot of fish listed. The YouTube channel Elite Koi TV is really coming on leaps and bounds now. We've got series on Japan, some lovely videos, shorts, plays with the series with regards to the koi health and the pond health is coming on really, really well. Again, you can check all these out on shorts on YouTube as you go through. Don't forget to like and subscribe on that channel. And if you've got any questions, you can always fire them in today's live stream. It's a great way. I'll just have a look. Say hello, guys and girls. Let me see that you can see me, you can hear me. That would be absolutely great. Bit last minute, as always. We just managed to get this to go in pretty last minute. We've had customers in as well up until this point, but all good stuff. Eric Duncan, morning. Chris and Tracy, good morning, Eric. I'm pleased everybody can hear and see me. So today, live stream event, we've got 4 fish for you that we're going to be auctioning. I'll flash them up quickly so you know in what order they're coming and what is coming. Morning, Colin. First of all, we've got this beautiful Ginrin Yamabuki Ogun, Nisai fish from Marahiro. Beautiful fish, this. The still image wasn't always the best, but the fish is much better than what it actually looks on the still image. Following that, we've got a Kajaku. This is another Marahiro koi. It's got a very, very striking white patch on its head. This is a 25 centimeter fish, so it is a really good sized fish for Nisai koi. Next up, we have the Showa. Check this fish in the pond this morning. It looks beautiful. That white band across its midsection there really does make this fish stand out really well. So good morning, Nigel. Good morning, Lee Koi Carp. Thank you for joining us in today's stream. The final fish that we've got for you this morning, I shall try not to shout, sorry, is this beautiful Goshki, which looks quite dark, but the robing on the grey skin is really through on this one, and the red's lifting. The belly's starting to lift and float on the fish. So that's the 4 fish that we've got for you. Let me just remove that one now, and I'll pop that one back up. And I'll tell you what, why don't we knock the first fish up and going? So all of the fish are going to start at £1 starting bid today. If you want to bid, if it's the first time joining us in the auction, then all you do is you put the amount that you wish to bid into the comments box, send it through. You can see the comments on the screen there, so you can watch in real time as the bids come in. Don't leave it too long, folks, because if you watched us before, you do now know that I may give you warning that we're going to close. I may not let you know that we're going to close the auction. So this one up here, let me put it in, £1 starting bid. I'll pop that on the screen, and then we can have a chat while that's going. So there we go, £1 on the bid. If you want to bid on that fish, put £1 or more in the comments box. Full pounds, please. And then the one who offers the most for that fish will, of course, win it. Let me pop the video on. There is the Andy. Good morning, Andy. I forgot a Chigoi. I'll tell you what, Andy. Yeah, the Chigois actually went onto the website yesterday. I did plan to use them for the live stream today. However, they form part of a newsletter that gets sent out. We're sending out a newsletter every Friday. If you want to subscribe to that newsletter, then go onto the website www.elitekoi.co.uk. You can open an account there. You can subscribe to the mailing list, and all it is, it's just a weekly newsletter telling you about what's popular, what's happening, what we're doing with the Elite Koi TV, the new fish that we've listed. So, and you will also see anybody who looked at that or went onto the Koi for Sale page, you'll see that the fish, as fast as we're listing them, are starting to sell. So what I'll do, Andy, is if that Chigoi hasn't sold off the website by the time we get to the end, I will nip through, grab it, and we will auction that one starting at £1. I did promise, so I haven't forgotten. Morning, Neil. Morning, Nigel. Nigel's gone £20 on the Ginrin Yamabuki. I'll play the video again. Ginrin Yamabuki, because a Yamabuki is a metallic koi, sometimes you've got to really look closely to see that the Ginrin, of course, are the shiny scales, the mirror scales that are placed on the koi. They reflect the light back at you. Because a Yamabuki's a metallic koi, sometimes they look Ginrin, but they're not Ginrin. This one clearly is, because it looks like there's an LED shining within each little scale. Beautiful fish, very, very long body line. This one would suggest to me, if you get it in the right water, the right food, it's going to come on really, really nice. I don't know what I was doing with the camera there as I was over the top of it, but there we go. So, yeah, part of the live stream, of course, question and answer session. If anybody's got any questions, I can see there's some comments starting to come in now. And this really does help me build the Koi Health short series, where my hope is there that you've got a library that you can always refer back to in terms of any issues that you may be facing in the ponds at any time. So Neil's saying that the installation and line a day, yippee. Yeah, you'd be pleased to get that pond finished. Colin's gone £25 on the Yamabuki Ogun. Colin, I hate flukes all treated now. You know, flukes at this time of the year, they can be a real pain, you know, in terms of getting rid of them. Now, in terms of flukes, of course, are a wormer. My theory on flukes is that they're part of the natural flora and fauna of the pond makeup. They're a worm. Sometimes if you look through your media, you'll see bloodworms, and it's like, where have they come from? It's a worm. Very, very hard to get rid of, and they can be quite problematic in terms of trying to get rid of them. If my advice would always be, follow the instructions on the packaging. If you've got any problems, is probably reach out to the manufacturers themselves. Colombo, reach out. They've got a great department there that are wanting to help in terms of if you've got problems with parasites, stubborn parasites, things like that. I'm sure Kajori is the same. Reach out to them, folks, and always remember to follow the advice on the packaging, because I did. Hi, Stuart. Stuart's been down the shop this morning for some pipeware, just about to get his pond up and going, which I can't wait for that to happen. Yeah, going back to the flukes, where was I? What was I saying? Yeah, on the Fluke P packaging. So Kajori Fluke P is a liquid product, and a lot of people favour that if you use a drum. If you've got a screen in a drum, as it's rotating and cleaning, of course, if you're using a powder or clay, it may get stripped out of the water. The Fluke P is liquid based, so pretty sure that'll pass through the screen. I would always, having said that, I would always bypass the drum if you're treating for flukes, or you're treating anything. Just bypass the drum to make sure that medication's got the full effect that you need. On the packaging of Fluke P, it used to be, I used to know it off by heart. I think it was, I'm not even going to speculate what it was, but now what they're saying is the new protocol for using Fluke P, which is a praziquintal based product, is that on day one that you would use chloramine T, Kajori chloramine T. The dosage is on the packaging, and the idea of using the chloramine T, of course, is to strip back some of the mucus layer, so that when the Fluke P goes in on the following day, it has the best effect possible on the flukeses. I believe it's a 3-day protocol now, so it's a full dose day 1, day 2 of Fluke P, day 2 and 3 is 50% each day. Again, check it, folks. Don't take my word for this. Always read the instructions on the packaging. My personal thing with Fluke P is I prefer to use the liquid-based Fluke P praziquintal products when the pond is cooler, when the temperatures are cooler. So let's say 12 degrees or below. It's quite a harsh treatment on the fish, and it can be if you keep using it. The fluvanol-based products I would use more when the water's warmer. You can give it a really good mix up with fluvanol-based things like Flukem or Lanex. Give it a really good mix and add that to the pond, and hopefully you'll get on top of the flukeses straight away. As I say, it can be a long drawn-out campaign, certainly at this time of the year, and I would always try and resist too early in the spring. Try and wait until it warms up a little bit, so that then meds are as effective as possible. Hope that helps with the flukes. I know a lot of people suffer with flukes. A lot of people they irritate the fish. I always think with flukes as well, you know, if it's not too bad, then hold off, because the fish immune system, of course, has got to learn, and it's got to live side by side with these things that exist in the pond. So a healthy koi, you're probably not even going to see flukes on it, because a healthy koi will be looking after itself. There is times, of course, in the spring when the season changes where they just need a little bit of help, and this is why you see so many fluke outbreaks and so many stubborn flukesies at this time of the year. Hope that helps. You know, I do try. Have I missed any bids, folks? No, still Colin at £25. I get carried away, and then I forget what fish is fish, and I also mix them all up in order. But there we go. £25, Colin. There we go. That one is sold to Colin. That was a quick ending. Well done, Colin. £25 on the Yamabuki, Ginrin Yamabuki Ogun. That one, the fish was on the website at £95. So a right bargain there for you, Colin. So next up, good morning, Mick. Neil, the first time he's ever had flukes. You've been ever so lucky, Neil. Flukes is, as I say, part and parcel of keeping koi, the parasites, of course. And it's identifying when the fish, a parasite will always prey on the weak and vulnerable. So there is times when the pond's more susceptible to a parasite outbreak. It's not necessarily something that's imported into the pond. It's there. It's just it's using the fish's health and its well-being, if you like, to take advantage when they're a little bit run down. Let me get the next fish started. There's some great comments coming through, folks. Keep them coming. Keep getting white spot. Any advice, really? Yeah, we'll get into that one. Let me get the next fish up and going. I'm going to put £1 in there and get it started. I'm going to remove that one, and the next one up is this beautiful Kajaku. There it is. It is a 25 centimetre koi, Marahiro Nisai EK6912. That image was taken on the 2nd of February. Let me just... I'm a little bit lost. What am I doing? I've put 13 in there. Apologies, folks. There we go. And I put that on the screen. £1. I'll pop the video on, and then we'll talk about white spot, because white spot, it is a killer. There's the video. There we go. Beautiful Kajaku. This, I do like the colour on this one. It's got a beautiful hue of orange stroke red. For me, that patch of white in the middle of the head is everything on this. It's a real focal point on this koi. So £1 to get that one going. Let's go back to that comment about the white spot. Yeah, I can't see, but white spot. So white spot, my understanding of white spot is it's a parasite that is present all of the time. However, something triggers it and turns it into a killer. You don't normally see it when whatever triggers. In my mind, it's related to temperature. So fluctuating temperatures from high to low is usually a trigger point for white spot. Having said that, last year, when there was a lot of outbreaks all across the country of white spot continually, and it coincided, of course, with water sources being changed. I'm not convinced that it wasn't actually coming through the water source itself, because there were so many outbreaks, and outbreaks were even where the ponds were fully controlled in terms of temperature and with good routines and things where you wouldn't expect to see it. So white spot, again, like I said, it is one of the killers. It's one of the biggest parasites that there is. And let me just put this on there. Nigel's got £30 on this one. If you go over onto the YouTube channel, folks, I'm just going to bring this up and show you this. If you head over onto This is the Elite Koi TV page, and if you head over there, if you go onto this video section there, search for white spot, Elite Koi Health. Let's have a look. Elite Koi Health. There is a couple of beautiful videos that I did a few years back on terms of white spot. Let me search it again, white spot. There we go. There we go. So the second video down, and if you watch these videos, it's taken on the shop microscope on the HDMI. We had it on a big screen TV, and you can see the parasite there turning around. I hope you can see this. Let me just nip back into the stream to make sure. Yeah, you can see this. So there it is. You see it rotating, and when you look inside that white spot, you might see like a crescent moon or a horseshoe appear, a sign or the image inside of it. The round circle next to that is an oxygen ring, and that's dissolved oxygen in the water, and they're quite big. These are the first things that you notice when you first start using a microscope, and this is the size of the white spot. They're a huge parasite. Now, in terms of, I believe the only way that you can really treat parasite white spot effectively, let me just stop sharing that at the moment, is when the fish is when the white spot is in that state where it is there on that video, you've got to wait until it kind of like explodes and all the small particles that are inside it then go out. At that point there is when you can deal with it in terms of the treatment's got to be in the water when that happens. So with white spot, again, it's related to temperature, and you've got to go after it using three doses of the treatment. So always follow the instructions on the packaging. Of course, Alpha-X, if you use Alpha-X for white spot, it's a 2-dose treatment, but the aquaflavin does stay in the water column for quite a long time. So Alpha-X is pretty good at dealing with white spot, certainly if temperatures are below 12. My favorite method for 12 degrees and above is Kazuri FMC or FMG, Formalite Malachite Green mix. And I would always use the 3 doses that's stated on the packaging to get rid of white spot. It's quite an easy parasite to deal with. But in terms of if it keeps coming back, there's something triggering it to come back into the system. So it's either, it could be unchlorinated water, it could be a change of source water. There's something in part of the routine that's triggering that white spot to become deadly. Great subject that, because white spot, like I say, is the biggest parasite. And then the flip side of the parasites and the hierarchy of killers, white spot and Costia are both the top killers of koi in terms of parasites. Costia is the smallest one, so you've got to be pretty adept at using the microscope on both the smallest parasite and the largest parasite, hence getting yourself comfortable if you're using a microscope. I always find it really useful to take a little bit of green off the side of the pond and practice on that, because in that green you'll see things that look like flukes, but they aren't flukes. The nematodes, the part of the environment ecosystem of your pond makeup. So by using the nematodes and the small plant life from the pond side, you can become really experienced using the microscope quite quickly. Just get yourself comfortable, spend some time using the microscope. It's I could sit for 20 minutes easily in this position that I'm in now, because my back's comfortable, I'm looking into the screen. And to be fair, you know, if you want to be doing your sample and you want to be looking at it over, after 10 minutes, if it's a koi, go and get another sample from another fish. If you're struggling to find something, then take quite a few samples from various fish. So Colin was at our local club auction last weekend, didn't buy but won a toast that I show it in the raffle. Anyway, Chris, what is the koi pox? Saw a few with it. Koi pox, carp pox. Yeah, koi pox, it's again my understanding, morning Bob, my understanding of carp pox or koi pox is that it's a herpes virus that 70% of koi carry. I'll stop clicking that because that's probably annoying you. 70% of koi carry this non-lethal virus, and I always liken it to cold sores in a human. So when you're a little bit run down then the cold sore comes. Of course, you shouldn't really kiss anybody when it comes, because you'll transfer that herpes virus around. It is linked to stress in koi, and I believe we've got to flip the way that we think of carp pox and koi pox, because at the moment we look in a pond of, let's say, 100 fish. If 70% of the fish are carrying that virus, and we see 1 or 2 fish that are showing you signs of pox, then that says to me that 1 or 2 fish are a little bit run down, they're a little bit stressed out for whatever reason. It usually the environmental factors such as temperature, they're a little bit cold, the immune system is just a little bit slower than the rest of the shoal. Because if all the fish were suffering the stress, you would expect 70 fish out of the 100 to be showing you signs of that stress in terms of carp pox and koi pox. There is other things that will bring it out, and one of the things that will make carp pox manifest itself, of course, is using treatments, because there's probably nothing more stressful than putting Alprex in a pond to get rid of white spot or whatever. But of course, you've got to do it, because if you don't, the white spot will eventually take the lives of some of the fish in the pond. So it's a real balancing act. But in terms of the flukeses, if you're constantly treating the pond with fluke treatments to try and get rid of a small number of flukes that may be just on a few rundown fish, then I think you want to be trying a different method, because it's that stress that will then manifest itself in pox and these sorts of things. So it's not unusual to see pox come out after you've run a course of treatment. Of course, I would look in the pond, I'd see the 2 rundown ones, maybe think about adding a little bit of salt just as a tonic. But I'd be quite comfortable in the fact that there's only 2 out of the 100 fish shown. So only 2% of the fish out of the 70% that are carrying the virus are displaying their signs to you. And it's believed that fish will grow out of it. Their immune systems will make their own defence against carp pox. You're a very quiet bunch today. You're either listening to me or you've all drifted off. Hope what I'm saying is making sense. It's again, these are my views. These are probably not common views that you'll find across social media and all the rest of it. I've got my own sovereign thoughts on parasites and how they affect the fish. And for me, always the number one thing in terms of the pond is promoting that fish health. So use your clays, use your lactobacks, feed a good quality food. Food plays a major impact on the pond environment, because if you're not feeding the correct food at the correct time, all you're doing is you're polluting the water. So we use Takazumi mix. Funny enough, I've got a bag there, Takazumi mix. Now it's not coming in the tubs anymore. It's coming in these 2.5 kg bags, 4.5 kg bags. Much easier for me shipping out to you. It's an excellent food, guys and girls. If you're not using it, then certainly give it a try for a season and see how you get on with it. It's all that we use here at Elite Koi. There is another food coming out from Mr. Koizumi that I'm hoping to trial in 1 or 2 of the ponds here, which has got a really good review. Our friend Chris Giles has been telling us about this food, and I'm really looking forward to trying it here at Elite Koi. Of course, I'll share how it goes with all of you guys. Right, where are we on this Kajaku? Neil's got it at £41. Chris and I mind the orange on the pet fins of this koi. Yeah, it's quite. When I see orange in the pectoral fins like that, it is nice and even. I love to see symmetry in the koi, so I like to see the same colour in each pectoral fin. This one here, it's just hugging the bowl a little bit on the side, but there as it comes over the top, look, beautiful. And Kajakus, of course, translates to peacock. I always think proud as a peacock. Nigel's gone 42 on the fish. It is a stunning fish. I always remember my first ever Japanese koi was. I've got to stop clicking that pen. I bet I'm doing your editing. My first ever Japanese koi, of course, was a Kajaku, and I can still see the fish now that I purchased it way back in about 1992, I think. So Neil's gone 45 on the Kajaku. Remember, if you finish bidding, folks, let me know that you finished bidding, and I'll bring the auction to a close. Just give me a thumbs up and an emoji or just say done in the comments box, and that'll be done. These fish are cheap, they're bargains. Don't miss out on them. They're excellent fish this time of the year. Get some colour into the pond. Very, very healthy koi. If you can come along to Elite Koi and have a look at the fish, then I would urge you to do that. They do look completely different when we get them in a bowl in the shop for you. You know, even with the cameras, we've invested a lot of money in cameras and phones and devices to get you the most realistic image. You can't beat putting a fish in a bowl and looking at it. So Neil's gone £45 on it. Nigel's finished. Thank you, Nigel. I think that was the only two that was bidding. So, Neil, you better get that insulation in, because that one is yours for £45. Thank you very much. Now, remember, folks, if you do want to bid on a fish and the shipping cost is £30 per box. If you want to build a box this time of the year, these temperatures, we could probably ship 8 fish this size out in one box. So if you want to build a box, then please let us know when we send you the invoice, and we'll get that fish settled down for a couple of weeks for you while you build your box in the auctions. Great way of buying fish. Next up, what should we do? What should we do next? I do believe I have the shower next. So this shower, I just glanced over into pond 6. I think these fish are in just before the auction, just to check on the fish. This one really caught my eye. I was surprised at how much that band of white Shiroji running across the shoulders there stands out. It's got a beautiful head pattern. The Menoir Sumi, of course, is the black. It's displayed really nice on this one. And here's the video. I will put that in there. I'll tell you what, folks, you tell me where you want to start on this one. I'll remove Neil's. Where do you want to start on it? First bid that comes in for it will go on the screen for everybody to see. It's got a robust body shape, this one. Of course, showers are never, ever going to be as big and as long as Sankey and Kohaku. The variety is slightly shorter and more robust. The breeders like to see them showing that it's a powerful fish. So with the shower, you're looking for a nice deep body, powerful tail section, strong shoulders. This fish has got it all. Pectoral fins, again, look at the symmetry. The motor guru, the black, is already formed in both pectoral fins. That may contract a little bit and it may condense and solidify. It will become darker. What we got? What's left, Chris? Julian's gone £25. Thank you, John. We've only got one more after this, which is the Goshki, and then I'm going to nip out there quick and pull, or I'm going to ask Tracy to nip out quick and pull the Chigoi that I promised Andy that I would do this week. So £30 from Gary. Good morning, Gary. Good morning. Yeah, we're still morning. A few more details on this shower. It is 22 centimetre this high from Maruhiro, and we've used Maruhiro showers in grow outs before. They was very, very popular. We did a specific grow out using Maruhiro showers, and together with Kaze showers, I believe, and it was like a 50-50 mix. They did so well, the Kaze and the Maruhiro showers. Over the 3-month period, I think it was a little bit longer than 3 months. I think the average size when they came out was 27, 28 centimetres, which is a respectable size. Don't forget the initial outlay for these fish is only small. If you want a fish to grow a lot bigger, the investment will have to be a lot bigger as well. But these fish, you know, if you can get these fish up to 40, 45, maybe 50, 55 centimetres, you're doing really well. And you've got a beautiful fish. This one look ace through a window because it is a deep fish. Gary's gone £40. Do like a shower. Tell me what's your favourite, folks. Shower or Sankey? This is usually a controversial question that gets asked sometimes. Whether people prefer shower or Sankey. I'm a 50-50 person myself. I love all koi. I can't think of one that I dislike. So £40 with Gary Nichols. So Mick's gone 45 and he likes both. You're the same as me, Mick. You just love every koi. If it's got a tail and two pectoral fins and it's got colour on it, then it's the right fish for me. Ben saying Sankey. Robbie Marklew, good morning, Rob. Colin saying too difficult to choose, and I would agree. You know, I guess it depends on the individual quality of each fish, and of course the beauty is in the eye of the beholder as well. So it's a personal preference thing. When I look at showers, I like a Kindai shower that shows more white or predominantly white skin. Tracy's favourite is a Kindai shower. But having said that, this is more of a he shower, and this really appeals to me because when I'm looking at this fish, I'm looking at a heel tori with a twist. And the twist, of course, is that white band that wraps around over the top. Sankey's much different. I'm not overly keen on the modern Sankey. I think a modern Sankey is very much like a shower. The Sumi, the black tends to be a lot heavier on them nowadays. A traditional Sankey where the black is lighter and it's more brushed on the fish, as opposed to wrapping around the body like it does on this shower, appeals to me much more in terms of a Sankey. So again, it's all personal preference. Keith's saying both. Yeah, so Neil, if it had to be a pond full, it would be shower. Now, I guess with the shower, you know, it's the Sumi, isn't it, that we're looking at? We're looking at that thick black Sumi, and that's what makes this one so good here, because the Sumi for a young koi is already nice and thick. When you look at it, Sumi, I think it relates back to the Kraken squid ink, and it should be thick and luxurious and velvety in nature. The Sumi, like a black lacquer, has been painted on. That usually comes as the fish matures, as the Sumi contracts and condenses and becomes thicker. Then you get that lacquer effect. Sorry. On this koi, it's already there. It's a young koi. You can see that effect already starting to show on the fish. So Mick's gone 60. Kindai look great. Yeah, Kindai shows really. I must try and get some in the auction, of course. If anybody's visiting Elite Koi and you see anything that you think that would feature well in the auction, then please let me know, because then I'm looking through your eyes, not only my own eyes. So it's what we used to do quite a while ago. We'd have selection days where people would come along and they'd pick the fish for the next auction. So if you're visiting, remind me that you want to pick a fish for the following week's auction. Of course, if it's a fish out of pond 10 that you want me to auction, it will have a starting a reserve price on it. I won't be starting at £1. I don't think Tracy would let me get away with that one. Colin, the best thing is that they're all different no matter where it's show or Sankey. I think that's a really fair statement to make, Colin. You know, the beauty is in the eye of the beholder. It's a bit like kids, isn't it? You know, normally a human will say, I'm not bothered what it is, as long as it's healthy. And that's how I view the koi as well. It's really, I don't care as long as it's beautiful and healthy. Who cares? So, £60 with Mick Freer. I just want to go through and show you a few shorts in a moment from that we've been posting this week. So what should we do, folks? Have you all finished on this one? Nigel's after a nice Guromo. Any good? I can have a look around, Nigel, if you... yeah, we have got some nice Guromos. I'll tell you what we have got in Pond 11, in the Fuji pond. There is some Deutz Budo Guromo, which are pretty unique. Not the most common Deutz Budo Guromo. So I'll probably put one of them into the auction next week. That sounds like a good plan. What about Kahaku? Anybody fancy? There was some beautiful Kahaku in there. Again, not the biggest fish, but starting at £1. You know, these are the good quality. The skin quality is good. The colour's good on them. They're beautiful young fish. When you get them into your own ponds, of course, they've got a little bit more space, a little bit more food. There's less competition for the food. They will come on really, really nicely. So let me know if you like. We're starting to get a bit of a list together now. Let me just quickly, while that one's finishing, if you're going to bid on that one, make your bids now, folks. Tracy's in the back. She'll put the bid up on the screen. I just want to go back over and show you some of the shorts that have been posted this week, because I've got so much content about Japan from the 3 years that I've been going, and I'm getting myself. I'm doing all sorts of shorts because I want you guys to come along on the journey to Japan with me. Let me just pop that up. And then we go there. So you might just have to bear with me here while I go back. So, sure. Yeah, just bear with me while I find everything. There we go. Elite Koi channel. There we go. We're there. So on the shorts, obviously, if you're navigating this for the first time, go over, subscribe, notify, hit the notification key if you want to know when things are being posted. There's 4 fish go on nearly every day. There's the section that's done for me. We've got the popular videos running down there, Tempest, how much should you feed your pond demonstrations, which koi bottom drains the best, joining pipe work, all kind of like a little bit tutorial in nature if you're thinking about doing this. This is where I'm getting so excited now about the channel and the growth of the channel, because this here is this short here. Let me just pop this one on for you. That's not confirm that. But all it is we'd stop by these two Hirasawa mud ponds, and we'd stop by the pond, and we saw these tracks coming down from out of the mountains, and they circled this mud pond here. And you know, it's something that it's so still and so quiet, blue sky. I was fully expecting to look up there and see a big Japanese bear. Well, of course, there's no fish in these mud ponds. So that was one question that I did ask the breeders. Do you ever forget about fishing mud ponds? Because they've got so many mud ponds. And these are 2 big ones of Hirasawa, just on the roadside, you know, as the shot pans down, you'll see the road so quiet. A car didn't pass, and we must have been there for 10, 15, 20 minutes. Just a beautiful journey. So that short there, this was another one that I put on going to the koi show. And it's very, very simple, but throughout the overlays on there, I was really about doing it for the first time. To fly to Japan, to get on the bullet train, to use this network, the biggest city in the world, but it's so simple and it's so clean, and people are so respectful for you. You've got no fear. There's the hotel where I stayed. So what we did when we went to the Old Japan Koi Show, of course, we went and we practiced the metro and the train service the day before the show actually started. And yeah, it's all there. It's all there. Have a look. You know, let me know in the things. Is it on your bucket list? Is it something that you'd like to do at some point? Right, back to the shower. That one is now sold to Gary Nichols. Well done, Gary. Thank you very much. Close that down there. And then I will pop on this one. I just need to, while this one's coming up on the stage, this is the Goshki. Stunning fish. Look at the red on the head there, big and the maroony colour belly on this fish. I'll show you the still first. Let me put my £1 up. £1 starting. I'm going to see if Tracy can manage to pop through while I ask her if she can do something for me. There we go. £1 on this Goshki. Beautiful koi. Goshki, very, very popular fish. Goshki, every season you seem to have a fish that is more popular than others. Goshki just popular. And redhead is really good. So we're looking for £1 to get that. The fish is 20 centimetres. This has come from Pond 11, the Fuji Pond. Deck and Jimmy and Paula as the real Goshki kings. Jimmy's got a really good eye for Goshkis. I think he's away on holiday at the minute, but it'll be interesting to see what they this fish here. Goskies, they transform. They go dark, they go lighter. The red will always remain the same. On the Goskie that I've got in my own pond, I actually witnessed that the red became brighter and it looked like it had been repainted. It looked like it had been put on after the been been in the pond for a while. Beautiful effect. They call it floating Benny. Of course, a traditional Goskie, an old style Goskie, it was more a white fish with black robing within the white scales. You can see the modern Goskie, this robing goes really dark and it fluctuates from that colour. It can go all the way going back towards being white as well. It's looking at the bidding there. I don't know if Trace, can you hear me, Trace? She can't hear me. So we've got £40 with Nigel. Any questions, folks? Is anybody queries regarding filters, products, anything like that? The main products that we're using is the Lactobac Mr. Koizumi. We're using that on every filter clean. In the shop ponds, probably 100 mil once a week going into each pond just to keep that water beautiful and clear. And of course, it's also breaking down any waste products that you can't really see in there. We've been using quite a lot of clay over the last couple of weeks. Clay, I often think it soothes the fish, certainly when the net's in, or if you've been using treatments or anything along them lines. I always think that a bit of a clay not only brings the water back lovely and clear, it's also performing a good job in terms of keeping that bacteria in a positive state where you want it to be. Two types of clay that we use. Mr. Sorry, trying to think. Mr. Koizumi Clay 86 is one that we use, and the other one, for the life of me, I'm going to have to go and get a packet of it now. Imizu clay from Colombo. Imizu clay is really good. It's a thicker clay. The Koi 86 seems to be a finer powdery clay. Imizu clay will blanket all that debris in the pond and get it down into the filter where it needs to be. So 46 with Neil Baldwin. How safe are old bubble bead filters in case of bad bacteria? Some people say don't use them, but I have never had a problem. The old bubble bead filters are pretty good. I used to use them. Don't use them so much now because the one reason is you need to use quite a lot of water when you're using these filters for flushing them through and clearing out the debris. If you've got a good routine, Nigel, which I suspect you have if you've never had a problem, then yeah, they're excellent filters. They're not a filter that can kind of like if you get busy for a week or two and you think, oh, I'll leave it, then the beads can really compact and become like concrete, which will then start trapping the stuff that you really don't want in the pond system. So if you've got a bead filter, there's a couple of things. I would always make sure that it's got a blower on it and the blower breaks the bead pack up before you flush it. You've got to use a lot of water to flush it. When you're flushing it through, make sure that it's running clear before you start using the filter again in the pond. I've got to be honest, I do like them. I've got on pond 10 we're using an advanced Evolution advanced filter, which is effectively a bead filter, but it's got the K1 advanced media in it, which has got a big surface area, and of course the water can flow through that easier than it can flow through beads. So it makes the filter more efficient, and you can always substitute beads for that media. The one out there, I think it was 24-inch filter, 24-inch in diameter, and that holds 200 litres of. I think it's 200 litres. You have to check. 200 litres of advanced media, so it's a huge filter in terms of biological activity. But yeah, I would certainly, Nigel, if my biggest thing in terms of play is if something isn't broken, then don't fix it. And then if something works for you, then you've hit the sweet spot. Just keep doing whatever you're doing because it works for you. Every pond's different. Everybody has different genders, different jobs, different stresses, external stresses for the pond and that. It's not always as easy for someone to clean the filter every day as what it is say for me because I'm here every day. You know, you've got to adapt your routine to suit yourself and of course the fish. If the fish are healthy, just keep doing whatever you do. That's a good question, that Nigel. Thank you for that. Because, you know, all the bead filters you can pick them up pretty cheap. I would definitely make sure it's got a blower on it and change the beads. Change the beads to the A1 Advanced bead. It comes in 50-litre bags. We've always got it in stock here, and we can also ship it out to you as well. The main thing about changing the media to the advanced K1 media is that it lets more water run through the bead filter. So you might see an increase of maybe up to 40% of flow where you can get more water. Great question. That one. So Mick's gone 55 on the Goshki. I'm just going to, just excuse me, just for 2 seconds. Apologies for that, folks. I'm just making sure this Tugoi hasn't sold before we put it in the auction for Andy. Tugoi, so there's a couple of pond too. Beautiful fish. This one, I think the one that I'm going to be showing you is more of a chocolate Tugoi. The net-like pattern on the fish is very, very prominent. So mix at 55. Gary's finished. Thank you, Gary. 55 with Mick. 2 seconds while Tracy checks this to go for us. So Colin, big change, next big job after the season, I think. Yeah, and you know, yeah, Colin, in this right. So I'll see if I can find this video for you for 2 seconds. So I can load it up. But yeah. So I was just going to say there, Colin, you know, if you need to mature media, it might be an idea to get an onion sack or some kind of a bag, get the media before you make the change and get it floating in the pond. So at least it's starting to get some mature because if you're taking out mature beads that have been, you know, running the system for quite a while, you might hit a bit of new pond syndrome if you replace the mature stuff with brand new stuff. One way around that, of course, is to get the media floating in a bag, which is still going to have a bit of an impact on the fish, on the filtration in terms of swapping it over, but it won't be as good. It won't be as bad as just putting the brand new media in. Another good thing to do with all new media as well is I would use it one of the few times that I use potassium permanganate. I would put it in a bath with potassium permanganate overnight. The following day before you're going to use it. This is on brand new media, not if you've matured it in pond. And then as you're going to use it, just drain it off and put it in the filter and start using it. And the product that's created by potassium permanganate, once it goes off, is manganese oxide, I think it's called, and it's a great filter feed. So it actually helps in the maturing process. Right, that one is Mick Trias, 55. Thank you, Mick. Bargains again, folks. see if I can just quickly find this. Let me just see if I can quickly find this point to show you folks. I'll just pop the video up to find it. So, just bear with me. Apologies for this. Should have remembered.
Good morning, folks. I'll step in while Chris is loading the unexpected one up. How's everybody doing today? What's everybody up to? How's the weather where you are?
22 centimetres from Marahiro Koi Farm. Chocolate Chugoi, of course, a little bit more browner than the traditional greener Chugoi. Characteristics are still exactly the same. Very confident koi, single coloured koi that grow well, very easy to look after. The addition of a Chugoi into any pond can instill confidence in the existing residents of the pond, and they will often lead the shoal as opposed to just being part of the shoal. Fantastic fish this. The scalation is very, very good. The detail of each scale as the fish grows will become clearer and clearer. That beautiful net-like pattern really is special. Okay, so I've just removed the sample. So this is it's a chocolate Chugoi. This is a beautiful, beautiful. I haven't got the still image for it. This is just the video, but this video was taken yesterday. Now here in this size, 22 centimetres. What a stuff is the brown. Yeah, well, what should we say? It's a chocolate colour. Andrew's gone £20. There we go. Thank you, Andrew. Now, Chugoi, as many of you know, I don't know if you heard in the video there, they're known for being friendly, confident fish. They really can instill this confidence into other fish. This one was listed on the website £95. So at the minute it's £20 with Andrew. An absolute bargain there. I wonder if Andy's still watching. There was two put onto the website. One flew out straight away. Let me just put that. Yeah, Andy is still watching. There we go. But he was just picked to the post by the face, bid by Nigel. Stunning fish. And in pond too, of course, we have a lot of fish in there that we select for the website or we select for the auctions and things, and not really a price pond. And a lot of people had spotted these two guys in pond too, including Andy. So I said, he was working last week. I should have put it in last week when he was working. So I said that I'd pop it in this week. It's all coming back to me now, Andy. I remember the conversation straight away. Stunning fish. Absolutely stunning fish. And of course, this is where you take the gamble. If there's a fish, if you're here at Elite Koi and you suggest that it might go into the auction, then you take the gamble of either paying the price that I offer you now or putting it into the auction. So Andy's gone £50. Oh, there we go. Me and Trace are both working the buttons together again now. But what a stunning fish. And when I'm looking at a fish like this, it's a single coloured koi, and I always say they've got no one to hide. All they've got is that consistency of the colour, the pattern of the scales. That net-like pattern to me is really, really important on a fish like this, because as the fish grows and as the scale grows, that outline of black around each scale will increase, it will grow, and each scale becomes its own focal point on this fish, regardless of where you're looking at it, when looking through a window from above. There is one Ginrin scale there, just on that right hand side. It's not a detriment to the fish. That will just shine when the sunlight hits it. What a beautiful koi. So Andrew's gone £60. Chigoi, already 22 centimetres. It's been through his first winter. What a healthy, very deep body, very nice long body shape, body line, whatever you want to. It's just a stunning coat. So Andrew's got it at £60. Andy's just coming at 55. He's gone 65 now. We do have quite a lot of Gidrin Chigois, not so many non-Ginrin ones. This was the only two that was in pond 2. There is quite a lot of Ginrin fish still in there. Of course, Marahiro, for me, he was the best Ginrin Chigois coming out of Japan. We've had some absolutely cracking fish from Marahiro over the years. And, even before I went to Japan myself and visited the farm, we had some beautiful Ginrin Chigoi off it. Another one he's very famous for, of course, is Akamatsuba. There's a beautiful Akamatsuba on the website, www.elitekoi.co.uk. It's one of our elite collection fish. Go and have a look at it. There's also shorts on YouTube showing the journey to Marahiro and then actually seeing that fish in Japan with Marahiro. It was the first fish I spotted really when I got into the fish house, and Marahiro had a bit of a to-do with his generator in one of his fish houses, and he'd ended up with carbon monoxide poisoning. And I didn't get to see him for near enough the full week that I was in the garter. Fortunately, I got to see him just the day before we came home, and Akamatsuba was the first fish that we shook hands on. And then, of course, he bowled that beautiful shower for us and recommended that was his top pick out of that pond at Marahiro. It's all there on Elite Koi TV on the shorts thing. Go over there, subscribe, and have a look, folks. Have a look. So Andrew's finished on the Chigoi. It's £70 with Andrew. And do you know what? That one is sold to Andy. Well done, Andy. You got your Chigoi. It's a little bit cheaper than what you was expecting. So hope you're happy with that. I'll put that there. What we'll do is, folks, we'll send the invoices out. If you have any problems, then give us a call. If you want to leave the fish here until you either collect it, I'm sure Andy will, or if you want to build a box, then please let us know when you pay the invoice. Or any problems whatsoever, just give us a call here at Elite Koi. I've enjoyed that. Thank you ever so much for joining me. I'm going to cut it short. I'm just shy of the 1 hour mark there, which is absolutely fantastic. And I'll look forward to seeing everybody next week. Keep watching YouTube. Keep getting your questions ready. Thank you very much. See you soon.